Hello everyone, and welcome to my YNR Official 24 channel. Nick is really mad at Phyllis. He goes to where Phyllis and Kane re. Phyllis asks Nick about his leg. Nick does not want to talk about that. He is upset about what Phyllis is doing to his family. Nick tells Phyllis that his family will fight back. They will crush Phyllis and Kane before they can do anything. Kane gets a text message from Billy. Billy wants to meet with Kane. So Kane leaves. Phyllis is surprised that Kane is going. Then Nick starts yelling at Phyllis. Kane is not there to stop him. Nick is still very mad at Phyllis. He is mad because of what Phyllis is doing to his family. Nick wants Phyllis to leave his family alone. Meanwhile, Kane goes to meet Billy. Billy has an offer for Kane. This offer could cause problems for Sally. Phyllis says Nick is being too dramatic, which makes him really angry. Why can Nick's dad not just be left alone? What about their daughter Summer? Phyllis thinks Summer will be okay. Nick gets mad. Says, "You are not coming back from this." He tells Phyllis that he will tell Summer everything she has done. Nick says Kane is going to be in trouble, and so is Phyllis. Phyllis tells Nick that they have already won. Nick can say whatever he wants. It will not change the fact that they are taking over Newman. Nick says he would do anything for her. She is being really hurtful to him. This is not a thing, it is a bad thing. He tells her that she is going to lose the people she cares about, like her family. Phyllis gets upset. Says that she has been really struggling for the past year. She says that when Nick tried to help her, he only did it in a way that he wanted to. Nick wants to be in charge of her all the time. What Phyllis really needed was someone who thinks she can do things. She starts crying when she thinks about all the things Victor has done to her. Nick and Phyllis are talking about her and Victor. It is clear that Victor has hurt Phyllis very much. After everything she has been through this last year, she really needs something good to happen to her. When Phyllis says that what is happening to him is karma for his dad, Nick reminds Phyllis that they worked before. Phyllis says that Victor showed her that he cannot be trusted. Nick tells her that she is being hypocritical because she trusts Kane, and he just left for a meeting without telling her. What Phyllis is doing is not right. The Newmans are like family. To her, the Newmans are her family. Is she really that caught up in her self-importance and desire for money that she does not care about having people around her who actually care about her? Phyllis laughs because the truth is, she has no friends. To Phyllis, success is the thing that matters. It is her only friend. Nick almost falls over. Phyllis tries to help him. He pushes Phyllis away from him. Tells her she can stop all of this right now for the sake of his kids. Phyllis says no. Nick tells Phyllis that he will make sure she and her partner Kane pay for what they're doing. He will make their lives very difficult. Audra's take at society. Sally runs into Audra, and Audra tells her that she has decided the Newman kid, Claire, is not worth her time anymore. Sally is really surprised by this. Then Audra asks Sally what Billy has done now. Sally still thinks that Billy is not telling her the truth, and this has happened before. Audra wants to know if Billy is back to his ways. Sally trusts Audra enough to tell her that Billy heard Phyllis and Kane talking about taking over Newman, and this really bothered him. He finally told Sally that he was feeling jealous. Audra thinks that the desire for revenge is still strong. Sally does not believe that his impulses to hurt people are under control. Audra dreams about being in charge of Newman and watching Victor lose. Sally is unhappy because Billy is being very nice to her. Audra says that maybe Billy is being nice because he feels guilty. Sally tells Audra that if Billy does something, she will not forgive him. She says, "I want to trust him." Sally is always waiting for Billy to do something. She is waiting for the moment when she can say, "I knew it." Audra is sorry. She wonders what would happen if Billy became the chancellor. Would it really be so bad for her? She asks if people would suddenly love Billy any less. At Crimson Lights, Kane meets with Billy. Billy thinks Kane has some kind of warning for him, or maybe even an offer. Billy asks Kane if it is true that they're going after Newman. Kane says, yes, they have already made their move. He and Phyllis basically own Newman now. Billy says he is jealous. Kane tells Billy that Chancellor will soon belong to him. Kane tells Billy that he will have Chancellor soon. Billy will own Chancellor. That is what Kane is saying to him. Is Billy still interested in getting Chancellor? Kane says it would be a way to make things right between them. He knows Billy was really hurt when Jill sold Chancellor to Victor. Billy did not deserve that. Kane knows how much it would mean to Billy to be in charge of Chancellor. Kane tells Billy that if he still wants Chancellor, it is his. Billy cannot imagine that Phyllis is happy about Kane offering him Chancellor. Kane has not told Phyllis about this yet. Billy needs some time to think about it. This makes Kane angry because he is giving Billy the one thing Billy has always wanted, which is Chancellor. Billy is not sure what to do about Kane's offer of Chancellor. Kane tells Billy that all he has to do is say yes to the offer of Chancellor. Kane says Billy can say no to the offer of Chancellor if he wants to. Billy has a day or two to think about the offer of Chancellor. Billy asks Kane if he will still go after the offer of Chancellor even if Billy says no to the offer of Chancellor. Kane will be in charge of everything, including Newman Media, if Billy says yes to the offer of Chancellor. Billy points out that Phyllis will also have control over Newman Media. Then Sally shows up while Billy and Kane are shaking hands. Billy joins her. Sally starts thinking that things seem pretty cozy between him and Kane. She wants to know if they had planned to meet. Billy tells Sally that Kane wanted to meet with him. He explains that she was sleeping when he left the house. Sally gets tense and asks Billy to give her a straight answer. He tells her that he said he was going out for a run. Then Sally asks him what they talked about when they met. Sally does not want to let it go, so she asks Billy if he and Kane made some kind of deal with each other. Billy says that Kane gave him what he really wants, the chance to be Chancellor without any problems. The last scenes show Kane getting back on the train. He is happy to see that Phyllis is okay. She tells Kane what happened when Nick came to visit. Nick thinks that Summer will never want to talk to her. Phyllis is sure that her daughter will understand what is going on. Kane tells Phyllis that she cannot keep changing her mind about what she wants to do. Phyllis says that if someone wants to back out, they need to say now. Phyllis knows that Nick got to her. She is not going to stop now. Kane reminds Phyllis that he could not fix things with his kids. He asks Phyllis again, "Are you sure that this business with the Newmans is worth losing the respect of your kids?" Kane wants Phyllis to think about what she's giving up. Phyllis tells Kane, "I am going to see this thing with the Newmans through to the end." The Newmans do not scare Phyllis. She is more determined to take them down because they think they can do whatever they want. Back at the ranch, Nick is calling out for his mom and dad. He thinks they have gone to sleep. He is hopping around on one crutch, and he is really hurting. It is clear he is in a lot of pain. Nick gets out the bottle of pills for his pain. He pours a few into his hand. He says to himself, "I will need to get more of these pills." We were right about the problem that Nick and Schick are going to have. Pulling out his phone, Nick calls Summer and tells her Noah is home, and it's time for her to come back as well. After crying out in pain, he assures her he's okay. He admits he's calling for a reason. There's something going on that he needs to tell her. Nick is really mad at Phyllis because she did something to the Newmans. Sally woke up, found out that Billy said he was going for a run. This did not make sense to her. She thought to herself if Billy really went for a run like he said he would. Sally thought maybe Billy was trying to get from talking about how much he wants to get back at Victor. Sally was happy that Audra met her at society late at night. She really needed to talk to someone about what was going on. Audra told Sally that she stopped going after Claire, which was a deal. She told Sally that she took her advice and decided to be nice when she saw Claire. Audra changed the subject. Asked Sally what Billy did now. She knew something was up. Sally thought maybe she was just being paranoid. She really thought Billy was not telling her the truth. Sally said that Billy heard Kane and Phyllis talking and that made him obsessed with Victor again. Billy said he was jealous that he was not part of it, and Sally had a time believing him when he said he was over that. Audra thought about what her life would be like if she and Sally were in charge of Newman. Sally could see why that would be nice. She was worried about how Billy would react to it. Audra said that Billy was the kind of person who does things without thinking and then says sorry later. Billy does things on impulse, then apologizes. That is just what Billy does. Sally knew that Billy was like that, and she was concerned about what Billy would do if Audra and Sally were in charge of Newman. Sally really wanted to believe in Billy. He was not giving her anything to go on. At the train, Phyllis and Kane were happy for a while, but then they saw Nick, and that changed everything. Phyllis was worried about the fact that Nick had hurt his leg. Nick did not want anyone to feel sorry for him. The only thing Nick wanted from his ex The woman who used to be his wife was for her to explain why she did things to the Newman family, the people he cares about the Newman family. Cain told Nick to go after him. Phyllis said to Nick that he could not tell people what to do. Nick said he would make sure Phyllis regrets what she is doing to his family's company. Cain got a text message from Billy to meet him at Crimson Lights, so he left Phyllis alone with Nick. This made Phyllis feel a little nervous. Nick asked Phyllis if she really did not care about what might happen because of what she's doing to Nick's family company, the company of Nick's family. Nick was really upset with Phyllis. He yelled at her about how she wants to get back at Victor. Phyllis said she would talk to Summer about everything that happened. Nick thought about this. Wondered what Phyllis would say to Summer. What would she tell her daughter? He reminded Phyllis about the time she pretended to be dead. Nick told Phyllis that this hurt Summer deeply. Phyllis thought that Summer would be okay. Nick did not agree. He said that Summer cannot just forget about what Phyllis did. Nick told Phyllis that there is no way to make this right with Summer. Phyllis asked Nick if he was trying to scare her. Nick said again that fall is coming. He really meant it. Phyllis was not worried about what Nick said. She was happy because she had beaten the Newman family. She told Nick that talking tough would not change what was happening. Phyllis had. Victor had lost. Nick wanted Phyllis to think about who knew her, Nick or someone else. Nick felt that Phyllis had hurt him badly by doing something behind his back. Nick said that Phyllis would lose everything because of what she did to the Newman family, and to him, Nick. Phyllis asked if he was finished talking because it was her turn to talk now. Phyllis defended what she did. Phyllis was tired of doing things the way everyone else wanted her to, and that included Nick. Phyllis reminded everyone that Phyllis used to be a businesswoman, but now people did not want to deal with Phyllis. People slammed the door in Phyllis' face. Phyllis said that Nick wanted to control everything Phyllis did, and that is why Phyllis did not accept the offer Nick made to Phyllis before. Phyllis did not want her daughter's father to feel sorry for her and offer to help. She also did not think he had the money to make her dreams come true. At this point, Phyllis was not worried about who might get hurt. To Phyllis, this was about business. Phyllis had been through a lot of pain over the year, and Victor had hurt her before. So Phyllis felt like she deserved this thing that was happening to her. Phyllis thought that Victor was finally getting what was coming to him. Phyllis believed that Victor was being humiliated, and that it was about time. This was something that Phyllis thought Victor had coming to him for a time. Nick wanted to know if Phyllis thought of his father as a person, especially since they just started working together. Nick told Phyllis that the Newman family is like her family, and a lot of people will be affected by what she does. He said the names of all the Newman kids, like Nick said, to try and get to her. It did not bother her. Phyllis said that none of the Newman family members care about the Newman family, Phyllis. Nick was talking about the Newman family. How they are related to Phyllis, and the Newman family includes a lot of people that Nick cares about, like the Newman children. Nick had a time leaving and Phyllis tried to help him, but he told her to take her hands off of Nick. He said to Phyllis, "I am going to hurt you badly, you and your friend Cain. I will not feel bad about it. I think I will actually like it." Cain went to meet Billy at Crimson Lights. Cain was surprised that Billy wanted to meet quickly. He could not even wait until morning to meet with Cain. Billy thought that Cain was planning something. He asked Cain if he wanted to give a warning or make an offer. Cain remembered how Billy had yelled at him and Phyllis that night at the GCAC. If Billy was so angry, why would he think Cain would make him an offer? Billy asked if the rumors were true that they were going after Newman Enterprises. Cain said yes, that was true. But it was not something that was going to happen, it had already happened. It was real, not something Billy dreamed about. Cain told Billy that he and Phyllis were now in charge of Newman Enterprises, and Billy was happy that someone had finally taken down Victor Newman. Cain moved in close to Billy. Asked if Billy still wanted to be in charge of Chancellor since he was already taking care of that part of the company. Billy was okay with talking about it because they were just thinking out loud. Billy asked Cain if he had a reason for offering him control of Chancellor. Cain said he did not. At least that is what he said. Cain wanted to give Billy a chance to show Jill that he is capable. Billy knew that Phyllis was unpredictable and might not go along with the plan to take down Newman. Cain felt like he had to do this for Billy. This was an opportunity for Billy, and Cain wanted him to take it. Billy needed some time to think about it. He cared about Sally. did not want to go back to his old ways of obsessing over things. Billy was committed to Sally. He had to think about what was best for him and for Sally. Kane and Billy were talking about this chance for Billy to prove himself to Jill. Kane thought it was really great how much Billy cared about Sally. Starting a company from scratch is a huge job. Before Billy and Kane said goodbye, Billy wanted to know what he was getting himself into. Kane was going to be in charge of Chancellor and also Newman Media. Billy would also have to deal with Phyllis, because she was part of the deal too. After Kane was gone, Sally went out to the patio at Crimson Lights. Billy saw her. Said, "Hey, beautiful." Sally asked him about his run. If anything exciting happened. She also asked about his conversation with Kane because she was curious about what they talked about. Billy had just talked to Kane, and now Sally wanted to know all about it, especially what Kane and Billy discussed about the company and Sally. Sally thought about the meeting. She wondered if it was planned or just a coincidence. She was sure it was planned. Billy told her that the meeting was planned ahead of time. Sally asked Billy why he did not tell her about the meeting. She was really upset with Billy. Billy tried to make the meeting with Kane seem like no deal. Sally was not having it. She wanted to know everything about what happened with Billy and Kane. Sally did not want to wait until the day to find out. She wanted Billy to tell her what happened now. Billy told the truth. Said that Kane gave him Chancellor. Kane went back to the train. Then Phyllis told Kane about her fight with Nick. Phyllis did not think that Summer would be mad at her. She thought Summer would see why she did it. Kane wanted Phyllis to be totally into this thing with Chancellor. If Phyllis was not sure and wanted to quit, Kane needed to know because time was important. He was sure that Nick had gotten to her. He asked if she was ready to lose the respect of her children because of this takeover thing. Phyllis was not afraid of Nick or any of the Newmans. Actually, the way they treated her made her more determined to hurt them really bad. Nick went back to the Newman ranch. He was still having a hard time getting around. His leg injury was really affecting his body, no matter what he said. He winced in pain as he reached into his pill bottle and noticed he needed a refill. It felt like a sign of things to come. This wasn't the Nick that everyone was accustomed to. Nick called Summer, and once he fought through the pain, he told his Supergirl that he had an important matter to discuss. Nick and Phyllis partake a dramatic showdown that everyone needs to see. We have not held back with our opinion that the success of any Cleaner Pieces business plot hinges on the interpersonal connections among the players involved being stressed. It's curious on the young and the restless that we have not seen Tracy or Ashley approach Victor to try to get him to back off his attacks on Jack and Jabot Cosmetics. Still, Y&R is to be saluted moment for the dramatic showdown between Nicholas Newman and High's ex-wife, Phyllis, over Phyllis, and Kane using the AI program, laterally, to take over Nick's father's family company. Nick, still recovering from surgery, halted over to Kane's train for a showdown with his fiery ex-wife. Still, it's her videotape game, playing confidant. Nick, if there is anyone whom Phyllis is vulnerable to in life. While Phyllis was surprised to see Nick at Kane's and did not know he had been injured, her response to Nick's passion was commodity she was ready for. Nick blasted his partner, pointing out that their son, Summer, would be affected by this. Nick also advised Phyllis that he'd go scorched earth on Phyllis and Kane. She played the "this is just business" card that Victor always deals when he is playing with people's lives. Laurels to Morrow for going full throttle and to Stafford for having Phyllis respond in kind. Bravo! Want further details? We got you. Then Nick starts yelling at Phyllis. Kane is not there to stop him. Nick is still very mad at Phyllis. He is mad because of what Phyllis is doing to his family. Nick wants Phyllis to leave his family alone. Meanwhile, Kane goes to meet Billy. Billy has an offer for Kane. This offer could cause problems for Sally. Phyllis says Nick is being too dramatic, which makes him really angry. Why can Nick's dad not just be left alone? What about their daughter Summer? Phyllis thinks Summer will be okay. Nick gets mad. Says, "You are not coming back from this." He tells Phyllis that he will tell Summer everything she has done. Nick says Kane is going to be in trouble, and so is Phyllis. Soap Central has the stylish full Y&R recaps on the internet. You can indeed go back over 30 times and read each and every one of them. Still, we've daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, if you cannot stay until the coming episode, Seriously, do not forget to read the two dippers for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the stylish part is if you agree or differ. We want to know. As always, partake your commentary below.